in the world now.
Okay, I'm going to start with you because you've been in horror a few times. What is it about this and this particular story that drove you to it?
Well, I love this genre. I love the psychological horror movies, right? And this is right up that alley. This was interesting because it was a family that I had never seen before. I'd never seen a mother and two children in the woods for 10 years, in one house for 10 years. And, you know, so that was a new concept to me for a horror movie. Yeah. But I also liked all the layers of the story, right? It wasn't just classic, it's complex, it's complicated. Yeah. You know, at the core of it is generational trauma. It deals with spirituality and religion. It deals with fear, and the fear, you know, that maybe was encapsulating them, but the fear of the world. It dealt with family, a mother's love, how far will you go? Like, what will you really do for your children to protect them? You know, all these themes that always ignite me. And this gave me, and I've played a mother before, a fierce, protective mother, but this mother was a little dark. But, you know, nonetheless, fiercely protective, you come to find out of her children.
Yeah. And you guys, this is really wonderful performances from both of you guys. I'll start with you. I want to talk about how you got into it and how you found that kind of relationship with your brother and your mom.
I found this, when I did this, I was in like a place in my life where I needed spirituality and a lot of love and protection. And when I got to meet Miss Halle, she was so kind and so nice. And I felt like this was something that I really needed, and when I did it, when we started and we got to set, it was so beautiful. Everybody was so kind and so nice, so helpful, including Miss Halle and AJ. Me and AJ had a lot of fun times. Miss Halle always giving me gifts and making sure I was great, and I was very happy.
Who are you? How did you connect to this guy?
To my character, I connected to him because, like, we're the same. We both want to protect our family. We would risk a lot for them. We want everyone to be safe and everyone to not be hurt, and just make sure that the family will be together.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here contextually. This is not an easy role for you to play, I'm sure.
No.
How did you physically prepare? How did you go into that?
Well, it was like always, just breaking down the script, trying to understand, you know, why they were in this place, what had happened, as we talk about in the movie, the old world. What was the old world like for Mama? That informed who Mama was in this present world for me. Yeah. So it was researching that, talking with Alex about it, the writers, trying to figure out what that backstory was. Even though it's not prevalent in this movie, you have to know that in order to arrive at this place and be coming from someplace real, right? Absolutely. So that was part of the work. And it was also walking that fine line of, you know, is Mama schizophrenic, you know, or is she really seeing evil? Because she's the only one that sees it, right? So is she really seeing something, or is this sort of mental illness at play? And is she really protecting these boys, or is she torturing these boys? So I was always trying to walk that line of not having them know, not having the audience know, and sometimes not really knowing even myself what my motivation was. That was the goal for me as a performer.
Yes, great performance. With you guys, how did you guys work together as brothers and finding, like, working with each other? Did you play a lot of jokes, or would you just take it pretty seriously?
So the first like time, like when we were doing the auditions, that was when we first met. I first met Percy. We were doing the auditions for like a month. So like we got our relationship very quick. We figured out we both love games. I figured out that he creates games himself. So I was like, so I figured out a lot about him before it even started.
Wow.
Yeah, we decided even if we didn't get this together, we would always be friends, and that's kind of already showing you how close we were before we even started. And then as soon as we got it, and we just started sort of connected, and we became even closer together, spending 3 months in the woods. So it was great.
And you create games. I'm not letting us play. How do you? What is that? You're a gamer.
Yeah, I'm a big gamer. I probably play too much, actually. But I sometimes create games, just like as a little hobby on the side.
Oh, that's really cool. Did you get to play any of these games?
No, I did not. I
That's
did not
fair.
play any games.
Well, we are done. We got to wrap, but it was.
Thank you.
Oh, it was.
We'll keep you bright and never wrong. Heaven is here within our home. Say it! Keep you bright and never wrong.
Okay, so I'm watching this film and I'm having like, whoa, there's a lot here. There's a lot of meat. Mental illness, problems with society. Why the story?
Exactly that. That's pretty much the quick, like sum up.
Yeah.
I remember reading the script and I was kind of expecting, like someone told me, oh, it's like, Quiet Place or Bird Box. And I read the script and I was like, this is very different. It is like, yes, okay, it's super scary, it's very suspenseful, has all that tension, but it's so much, somehow more interesting to me because of the theme that was kind of exploring. Like you were mentioning mental illness, but it was also like on an allegorical level, it was really the parenthood. Like, how can you cut the rope, literally, and be free? How can you, where is the limit of overprotecting? Where's the limit where, like, you believe that your parents are not able to lie to you? I mean, there is so many things that kind of like drew me to like the classical fairy tale, where I felt that somehow like the way fairy tale were really important in the psychological development of children, because that helped them through monsters to understand things that are like a little hard to understand. I feel that somehow the genre movie, for some, became like a really similar kind of purpose, where it goes beyond just entertainment. It's just like a psychological tool to grasp the darkness inside us, like to understand a little bit more about who we are and what we are. And it goes also with the linear, not like clean one explanation.
Yeah.
It goes with, this is, that could be possible. Because when I read the script, I realized that other people had a different read. They had like a very different, and I was like, no, this is exactly what it means. It's, clear for me. And some people, no, it is very different.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is interesting. I want to protect that. I want to be sure that my version, the one I see, is on screen. But also I want to be sure that people that will have a different read will also, find their way.
Well, the thing is, too, you have Halle Berry giving a performance that feels right at home in this film.
Yeah.
It's a strong performance. Did you know her, that she was the right one?
I knew her, and I knew she was a like amazing actress. I remember her being like that kind of absolutely spectacular mom in Monster Ball, where she was really loving her kid, but in the same time being so mean with that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of spectacular to have a character that was so complex and layered. So when she reacted to the script and say, "Oh, I love it, I want to do it," I was like, "This is a blessing. This is amazing. This is exactly what we need." And when we met the first time, and she said, "I want to be sure that you're not going to compromise on the layers and the complexity of the character. I want to be sure that I'm not going to become like a likable character because the studio wants so." And I was like, this is exactly music to my ear. I mean, this is what I want as well. And from that moment to the end, to today, we were kind of like just working together to protect the movie, to be sure that the movie will, be the one that you saw.
Well, it's certainly a bold choice, too, because usually you give into that, well, we got to explain what's going on, we got to tell. But this is and those two boys, oh my God.
Yeah.
They're really strong performances. Is it difficult telling this kind of deep? I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's some really dark themes here. Was it hard to deal with that as an actor saying, yeah, you're going to go through some really dark stuff?
I tried to explain to them, and I work with kids before, but never on like maybe high tension. Like the kid was really and he got really scared, and I remember. So I wanted to be sure that I protect them as well. That sometimes it got a little too intense, so we had to stop and we had to just let's like, but the crew was so great, and we were all together in that house that was actually in the middle of the forest. So we were kind of remote, like there were no cell phone signal and everything. So everyone was really focused and working together. So we had moments, we were doing these funny things in between every take, right before each scene. We were kind of telling the blessing of the house all together to be back. So we were trying to keep like a playfulness to the movie. But when you see them being scared, I mean, they are scared. I mean, they are scared. I mean, I'm not saying that like they really put themselves in that place.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to them to have give me so much.
Well, it's maybe because you're a good director too. Dude, pleasure.
Thank you very much.